My name is Brad LaPlante, SPJ New England correspondent for Student News Live, and I'm here with Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate for president. Jill, thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
My honor. Always happy to speak with students who really are the first priority.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate that. Can you just tell me, how has Election Day been going so far for you?
It's really exciting. For us, it feels like this is a victory party. This is not a watch party. This is a victory party because we have so more than fulfilled our mission in this election, which is to really lift up the power of the people and to engage everyday Americans who are otherwise locked out of this election. And that has happened in a bigger way than we ever could have imagined. So whatever the outcome is in terms of numbers, we are just really thrilled that this is a jumping off point for what the American people are begging for. That is for a political voice that's working for us, that's not bought and paid for by Wall Street and the war machine and AIPAC and the big health insurance and real estate companies, which have bought and paid for our politics. The American people are really hungry. And against all odds, we have been able to really engage that movement in this race, and we're really excited going forward.
That's great. And this is your third campaign for president. What's it like to be a candidate on Election Day after spending so much time campaigning, meeting voters across the country?
In this campaign, it's different from any other campaign because, there is a genocide going on, which is really a moral imperative and is front and center for so many Americans. 68% of Americans want an immediate end, and nearly that many want a weapons embargo, in fact, to the state of Israel until we have an end to this genocide. So the American people are really passionate about this, especially because the endless war machine is consuming over half of our congressional budget, which means we don't have the dollars that we need for public higher education, for K through 12 schools, for healthcare as a human right for everyone, for affordable housing. The American people are locked out of so many of the necessities of life while our dollars are being absolutely squandered on these endless wars, which are not making us safer. They're making us less safe. They're creating chaos and violence the world over. So in this race, there's unprecedented engagement. I've never been in a race where complete strangers are walking up to me on the street and giving me hugs and crying tears of joy that they are so grateful that we have a voice. And that's students who need to get out of debt, who want to be able to stand up on their campuses without having their freedom of speech and their right to protest under assault, who want a climate that we can survive in the future, who demand housing, which people don't have access to right now. Half of all Americans are struggling to pay the rent, are severely economically stressed, basically living paycheck to paycheck and at risk for evictions. So, the American people are really hurting for choice, for greater choice in general, but especially for a choice that's anti-genocide, anti-war, pro-worker, and embracing climate action. So it feels really great to be providing people what they are clamoring for, and I've never felt it like this in any other campaign before.
And we're in Dearborn for your campaign watch party for election night. Was this symbolic to choose Dearborn as the location?
Yes, symbolic and also very real, because the support that we have and the engagement with the community is really profound here. And it is in many other areas around the country. On the border of Texas, for example, people are feeling extremely abandoned by both political parties, and there's real hunger for a politics that is not fear campaigning and smear campaigning against immigrants, which, our policy on immigration is to stop, the most important thing we can do to fix the crisis is to stop causing it in the first place. And that's greatly appreciated by the immigrant community and everyone else for that matter. So there are pockets of huge support, but especially here in Dearborn, the support is really off the charts. So it's a wonderful place to be, and it's where we're building forward, and this is where we want to be really celebrating and springboarding into the fight that continues into the future that all of our lives depend on.
And what do you hope voters will take from you campaigning and this election cycle specifically?
We really hope to let voters know that there is a campaign that people are clamoring for. We know that a major majority, well over 55%, 58% and more over the last many years, people have been hungry for a politics that can actually serve the public interest, that's not bought and paid for by Wall Street and the war machine. And people are hungry for this, yet the political establishment is really working overtime. In fact, the Democrats in this race, they had a whole war room dedicated to suppressing our campaign, dedicated to following us and smearing us and tarnishing us in the media. Their budget, just to smear us, was the equivalent of our entire budget for the whole campaign, a 7-figure budget with 30 employees. So they're doing their best to silence the competition that they are terrified of. Why are they trying to silence it? Because they're living in fear that people should discover that there actually is a campaign that serves the needs of students, that would provide public higher education for free, that would cancel student debt, like the Democratic trifecta, 2 houses of Congress and the White House. They canceled the debt of the Wall Street crooks who crashed the economy in 2008 while they threw out millions upon millions of homeowners. The Democrats are quaking in their boots that people should find out that there actually is a choice that has the solutions, that represents the values of the American people, and that's here to fight for the people who want it.